Great Big Sea. And speaking of waves, on Canada Day, Great Big Sea got to play for the Queen. Great Big Sea calls St. John's home, and in Signal Hill in St. John's, there's a directional sign that says Dublin this way, Winnipeg that way. And it's actually closer to Dublin than it is to Winnipeg. They feel St. John's is a good place to launch their career.
St. John's is a really easy place to start a band. I mean, we're lucky in that respect. It's a great place for an apprenticeship as a professional or semi-professional musician, because there's a lot of gigs of different varieties and stuff, and the music scene is really vibrant there, so it's not hard to find gigs. The hard thing, the challenge for any band that starts in Newfoundland is to get off Newfoundland and to try to make it, you know, because I mean, it is 2 days travel even to get to Nova Scotia, let alone to get to the rest of Canada, you know, so it has limitations.
Yeah, we found actually over the last 2 years we've been going the other way, back to England and Scotland and Germany just recently, and for once Newfoundland's geographic location has been an advantage to us because it's actually closer to Heathrow than it is to Calgary, by about 2 hours actually by plane. So yeah, so we've been trying to go the other way just as well, you know. We were all separately doing the bar things while we all have degrees in English from Memorial University of Newfoundland, which means we're functionally unemployable. Anyway, we all graduated around the same time, and we all had jobs, actually. We did get jobs, and but we met at a party, actually, at Alan's Chateau de Suez house, kind of a crash house or whatever, great place. And we knew each other loosely. We started playing together as a result of this late night jam that we had. And it really clicked really well, so we decided to sit down and make a kind of a plan, like, okay, if we're gonna play in a band, because we'd all played in bands and we knew what could happen to bands if you didn't have a plan and someone to look after things. So we made a 2-year plan, and that included everything from making videos to getting signed by a major record deal to touring internationally. And funnily enough, it all happened. It all happened in 2 years.
Well, now that Great Big Sea is a great big deal here in Canada, they've won Entertainer of the Year twice at the East Coast Music Awards, but they're also a big deal abroad. They've toured England and Scotland and won a People's Choice Award at a folk music festival in Poland. Some bands tour till they drop, road testing all their material, then record the album, but Great Big Sea did it the other way around.
What we did do, I think that was the smartest thing that we could have done, was made the record first before we ever toured. So as soon as we left Newfoundland, we had a calling card to leave behind everywhere. And then as a result of that, we got more and more gigs, and it just grew that way, because we never had any real industry interest at all for the first year and a half.
The name of the band comes from a Newfoundland folk song called Great Big Sea Hove in Long Beach, which is about a tidal wave that swept ashore in Newfoundland in the late 1800s and washed ashore. It's a song that we actually recorded on our very first indie record, and it's one of those good songs about Newfoundland optimism in the faces of disaster, you know, so it's good. We thought it was a good choice.
In the course of this song, a tidal wave comes in and wipes out an entire community in Placentia Bay, I think it was, and there's 30 or 40 people killed, and but the song is sung very happily, and the melody is very bouncy and dancing, and that's typical of a Newfoundland psyche. No matter how bad things get, it's not that bad.